Hi everyone, welcome to the Ad Astra Angel channel. I'm Emily. I will be your host. I wanted to make this video about Mercury Retrograde, which officially started today, and then tomorrow Uranus enters Taurus, and so today we're kind of like, we've just slid through the water slide, and like it's one of those like crazy black light, glow-in-the-dark water slides where you kind of didn't even know you were going through a water slide, and then now you're totally discombobulated sliding through a tube and you have no idea which way is up. That's kind of the energy that we'll find ourselves in for the next 3 or 4 weeks. In particular with Mercury retrograde, but then also for the next, is it 9 years? For a long time as Uranus moves through Taurus. When Uranus moves into a new sign, we can expect physical changes in our world. In fact, 7 or 9, some years ago, when Uranus moved into Aries, was when the day he moved into Aries, we had the Fukushima tsunami nuclear disaster. So kind of brace for impact tomorrow, or whenever you're listening to this. But Uranus in Taurus, and particularly with Taurus being an earth sign, is going to bring change, and quick change, and change that you cannot necessarily predict, because Uranus is the lightning bolt. He doesn't necessarily care how you wake up, in the manner of which he gets you up. He just cares that you're up. So if you're not a morning person, he doesn't care. He's gonna wake you up when he's gonna wake you up. And we just kind of have to surrender to whatever and however that manifests and what that looks like. Because we're all under divine timing right now, and divine guidance, and not intervention, in that Spirit has never been more clear in the manner of which she gets through to us. And with Mercury retrograde officially kicking off today, the potential for miscommunication is extremely high, and this will be one of the most intense Mercury retrogrades probably ever, because it's happening at the anaretic degree of Pisces. And I've talked about the anaretic degree before on Instagram. I can't remember if I've mentioned it in a video or not. But if you want to read about it on my Instagram, it's at Astra Angel. But it's on there somewhere. There aren't that many pictures on there. You'll be able to find it. But the anaretic degree is the last degree of the zodiac. And the lessons kind of pile up towards the tail end of the zodiac, and then if you imagine it almost like a weight of lessons kind of on your back, and it's like, all right, you've trained, like you're at that crazy ninja show, like is it Bravest Warrior, Strongest, I don't know, where they climb like straight walls and hit a buzzer, and they're very, very impressively athletic. That's kind of the critical or anaretic degree, where it's like, all right, it's make it or break it time now. Like, can you do this in the time frame? You've incorporated all these lessons, like now it's time to move. How are we going to do that? Mercury in Pisces retrograde, however, and the anaretic degree of Pisces, that is the end of the zodiac. Pisces is the end of the zodiac. Pisces is actually what is on the other side of death, if you think about it. Aquarius is kind of where we like realize, oh shit, we all have to work together to make the world a better place. Pisces is like, you've died, and now you see how the 11 signs before it all work together. And then Aries is the first sign out of the gate after that, which is why Aries doesn't know anything, because it's not cut off, but the void is there between Pisces and Aries. Because Aries starts physical life, Pisces is the returning to oneness, which is also why it's considered the Christ consciousness. So we're all really going to be in our feels right now, and probably lacking the ability to communicate in a way that we want. And so this will be something that we have to give ourselves grace for, as we kind of bumble around and figure out, you know, the best ways to say what we're feeling or not feeling, or just how to express our emotional language. That's all happening for us as individuals, and then we're all also having to coexist in this world where, you know, the Matrix doesn't give a fuck. Like, the thing that we plug into every single day doesn't care that we're all getting sliced and diced by life, and that's okay, because we incarnated here knowing that that's going to be, knowing that that is what we're facing, so we can get to the other side again and be reborn into Aries, into this new paradigm. So we're really moving through a paradigm shift right now in terms of feeling and integrating the fractals of ourselves, of our soul, that have kind of spun out in other realities and other dimensions in past lives and in this life. As we feel the hurt and surrender to that pain, those pieces kind of come spiraling back and integrate in within us. And then and then there's a continuous period of readjustment where you're like, oh shit, I got more of me now. Like, how do I exist in this brand new space? And we're all doing that over and over and over again, and getting better and brighter and better and brighter and better and brighter. So it's all for the highest and best good of all involved, is really what you have to surrender to. But that doesn't make it any less challenging. I was going to say any less harder. It doesn't make it any less harder. It doesn't make it any less challenging. And the hard part, it's all hard. This humanness is hard. And I mean, it's hard by design. You know, we're not here by accident. We are here to bring about the paradigm shift, where that's a whole other video. I'm going to keep this succinct and just talk about Mercury retrograde and Uranus moving into Taurus, and then what Spirit has to say about it. But anyway, I am getting sidetracked. That this Mercury retrograde is going to be intense. So buckle up and just remember grace, 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 grace. Give yourself grace first, because by understanding your own internal emotions at play here, you know, and kind of putting those pieces back together and seeing how they tie together, that helps you understand how people are also doing the same thing in their own way, but then better relate to their reality in terms of like, well, I'm having a time, you're probably having a time too. Let's just like have our times. It's okay. We're all in it together, because that's really what's happening right now. That we will have a new communication style at the end of this Mercury retrograde, as Mercury moves into Aries. And this is kind of the last few pushes where we're, you know, being constricted or pushed in terms of our communication style, so we can better hone in on what it is we have to say and focus more on the feeling now. And then once Mercury, you know, clears its shadow and is moving right-aways, we'll probably have more of the clarity and the know-how to better communicate it. So really, it's more about just like showing up for what's showing up and being open and honest and authentic with yourself in terms of how aligned you feel in your truth, and then also others, giving them the same grace that you would give yourselves. Okay. So that's kind of the dealio on Mercury retrograde. Let me get a timestamp here, because we're going to move to the tarot card, 9:15. Okay. All right. So that's Mercury retrograde. And then Uranus and Taurus, you know what? I'll just do its own video. I'll do another video on that, because woo! Whatever Taurus rules in your natal chart, which would, if you are curious to find out, go to astro.com, I believe, astro.com, and they have all the plugins to run your own birth chart, and then whichever house Taurus rules, you can expect physical changes for the next nine years while Uranus moves through Taurus. So, and then 9 more years after that as it moves into Gemini, because that's just Uranus. As it moves through our natal charts and through our world, it's just, all right, time to metamorphosize. That's what Uranus does. Remember, because Uranus seeks change at all cost. It does not want you to be the same. It wants to challenge you. It wants to electrify you. And so wherever Taurus is, you might be getting a little electrocuted right now. Taurus rules my first house, so my house of identity is getting electrocuted. We're going to see what the cards have to say. And I'm using the Wild Unknown. Ooh, they fell out. They flew out. The Wild Unknown Tarot deck by Kim Kranz. Here's the case, which I got and really enjoy it so far. It's got a different flavor than I'm used to, but I'm really enjoying it. We'll see. So far we've got 9 of Pentacles, looks like reversed, and the Moon. Right off the bat, I'm getting that this Mercury retrograde period is going to be a lot about integrating shadow pieces, because that's exactly what's going to be coming up. And sitting with the fear, you know, it's always darkest before the dawn. And if you look here, you've got, would be a waning gibbous. It's been a minute since astronomy, but we're not to the new moon yet. You know, the Earth's shadow isn't directly in front of the moon, and so we might not have faced our darkest fears yet. That this Mercury retrograde is going to be requiring us to face our darkest fears. The other one that came up that I'm guided to keep, I'm going to reshuffle for the others, but is the Son of Pentacles, which is a deer, which in traditional tarot this is the Knight of Pentacles, I believe. Or this is the Page. Page of Pentacles? I'm not sure. That's funny. I don't know. I should look, actually. That would be... I think it's the Page. Fairly certain it's the Page. And so this is, again, kind of a new paradigm shift. Pages and earth signs, because Pentacle is Earth. What does Spirit want to say about that? Five of Cups. So what I'm looking at here, I'm looking at 2 little animals, a horse and a deer, who look extremely sad. Neither one of them are looking at each other. They're kind of both off in their own little world right now. And 5 of Cups is kind of a cup of heartbreak. That I look how sad this horse is. He looks tired and run down. And 5s in numerology are all about change. They're unbalanced and can be kind of frenetic. And, you know, Cups, emotions, and then Horse, which I always represent Earth, to the Earth, and then Virgo spirit, that this feels, this Mercury retrograde is really going to kind of be about facing our worst fears as it relates to our own identities outside of others. That this is, I mean, look, they're both kind of being consumed by their shadow right now. And the thing about shadow work, the way, at least that I've found, that you can move through it quicker. And then, of course, sometimes it takes you a while to realize, oh shit, I'm in shadow energy, which is the thing that happens to me sometimes, where you just kind of have to allow yourself the experience so you can get through to the breakthrough and be like, oh, I'm grateful for this. Why do I have such a sour attitude right now? Maybe the lesson is just simply be grateful for what makes you sour, because it's also bringing you clarity, you know, that we have to be thankful for every experience we have on this earth with others and with ourselves, because it all brings us closer to what we came here to accomplish. Because for the time space that we're in right now, our soul family is really stepping forward in a way that divine missions are coming forward. And divine mission sounds like super cool and dramatic, but it could just be that, maybe you were always meant to be a writer, or maybe I don't know, that your music lessons could never pay the bills or anything, but you're getting the call that no, that's your medicine, and that's what you're supposed to share with people right now. That is what's stepping forward. But because that's so big and so huge, while we're kind of so far in our earth experience, it really freaks us out, and it gets us looking at our worst fears, and we can't see in the dark. In the woods at dark, shit, man, that can be a really scary place to be. But just surrendering to the experience and trusting that it will all be worth it, that the harvest is coming. And then look at this. You've got your Nine of Pentacles here, and it's protected by feathers. And what are feathers? Angelic presence. And so your future is secured. It is divinely protected. You can't escape all that is coming for you in terms of its beauty and its grandeur, because it was written before you got here. And you just have to trust that you'll get to where you're going, and your heart knows where you're going. But right now, it's about facing your worst fears, and facing your worst fears kind of outside of anyone else. And that's kind of Mercury retrograde. And remember that illumination is coming. This is the Son of Wands, so the Page of Wands. At the bottom of the deck, so the underlying energy here is a light will shine. Clarity is coming. The Sun is the card that immediately follows the Moon in tarot. And the Sun is the happiest card and the most joyful card in the entire deck. We're getting there. This is kind of just the last battle of feeling inadequate in this Mercury retrograde, because this is the feely Mercury retrograde to end all feely Mercury retrogrades. That we cannot bypass the emotional depth of our psyche that's coming up right now. That it is going to manifest and get louder and louder and louder and louder until you listen to it. And the ask is just to listen to it, if you haven't, not to necessarily even do anything about it, but acknowledge that it's there. That's the ask. And we have, with this critical degree of Mercury retrograde over Pisces, 29 degrees, this is gold right now. And I know it fucking hurts. It hurts like hell. But in terms of clearing out what there is to clear out, and really fucking deep diving and getting in there, it's worth its weight in gold. And this is something that whenever you start to feel overwhelmed, whenever that darkness starts to creep in, just shift your mindset back to, I am grateful to face my greatest fears, because I am reminded that I am divinely protected in every moment. Look, like Pentacles or Earth, you can look at Pentacles as money. Angels got your bag. Like, you're fine. You're fine. You kind of have to face your fears right now, but you are divinely protected. The new start is coming. The spark, it's already there. You're good to go. But this Mercury retrograde is about facing your worst fears, and Spirit says you are supported while you do this. So, I'm trying to think and feel into if anything needs clarity. I think I want clarity on Son of Pentacles and the Five of Cups, just to get a little bit more here. It doesn't feel complete yet. Got Five of Cups, clarified by Six of Swords. You can look at it like this. You've got an outpouring of emotional bullshit. I shouldn't say bullshit, but just emotion, because it's free flowing right now. But look, after the rainbow comes the rain. After the rain comes the rainbow. That we can't appreciate the beauty of what we've just been through, this intense grief and sadness, because the sun hasn't come out yet. It's still a little bit rainy, but we have to trust that the rainbow is coming, because it is. Your new start is right around the corner. It's just about these final integrations before we get there. And Son of Pentacles clarified by Father of Swords, King of Swords. You are being guided to cut out anything that doesn't get you all up in your rainbow chakra. Look at that. That owl knows what's up. That owl knows what's up. And he knows what's up because he's silent and he can observe and he knows his thoughts. And what the fuck? Oh shit, okay. So what the fuck does an owl do perfectly? Fly through the fucking night. These two cards, you are perfectly equipped to deal with the shadows that you're facing right now. Spirit wants you to know that. Spirit wants you to know you are so fucking balanced that your chakras are lit up like the goddamn rainbow and you're sitting there in your king energy. So just relax into knowing and cutting out anything that is trying to get you out of being in this alignment. That's what this sword is for, to cut away anything that is keeping you from alignment. Look, they make a great team. And look, the owl, oh, this is reversed, here we go. All right, so the owl is bringing the light. Clarity is coming. You're going to get there. This Mercury retrograde is just staying committed to being able to be brave enough to look in your shadow and seek to cut away anything that is not serving you, because your new start is here. This is the final push because you are divinely protected. That's what's up. Please let me know if this resonates. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And whenever you see this, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. And if you want to give me a follow at @AstraAngel on Instagram, I do try to post daily readings over there as well. So thank you very much, and I will talk to you guys later.